What do you have there?
Right here. I got a little panini. You know, Train don't do the swan, so I hope it ain't no meat up in here. He looks straight, don't it?
That mashed potatoes looks pretty good.
Yeah, I might do some beans.
Look at that. That looks like fish.
That's like fish.
That looks pretty good.
Cookies.
That's what you really want?
Yeah, I want snacks. Coltrane got a sweet fetish. Y'all learn that about me later.
That explains the hyperactivity.
I'm not my hyper self right now. I'm extremely tired. The weather was crappy, but it's in all good spirits because good spirits because we had to cover the best.
What's wrong with you? I thought you had some coffee.
Well, I had one, but I needed a latte. But, brownies. Taste it.
Right here at the Cunningham fight in Newark, New Jersey. Bringing to you live and direct. Roger Grill Boxing, baby.
Shout out to Brick City, Lords of the Underground, Red Man, you know, all them pioneers from Brick City. Shout out to the Polish community out here. They in the building, the red, white, and flowing in this thing.
What them dudes is called?
Look, the Polacks. Shout out to Poland, my man P. O'Millia. I see y'all. Y'all holding it down over here.
West Philadelphia, Roger Grill Boxing, Steve Cunningham.
It's gonna be a fight tonight. Yeah, y'all see it. Y'all see it.
Roger Grill Boxing, baby.
Shout out to Benjamin Train. The walkout is about to go down. Steve Cunningham defend his IBF Cruiserweight title. It's on and popping. Tomasz just went out first. So here we go.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Right there. Let's go. Try to stay close. He was rolling with most of it.
But the one round was missing.
That was a close fight, Bobby.
They talking about fight of the year.
The stock went through the roof in that fight.
I'm telling you, fight of the year, man. Hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
But that's all right.
Oh, he be back.
I mean, it was banging back and forth. Boom, boom.
No, that was I know, baby.
I'm not disappointed. I'm angry at myself. I mean, well, not even myself. I'm just angry. I know. I'm telling you, man. That last knockdown, I knew it. I was like, damn, I gotta get this back. But
that's all right. Don't be just
I feel good, man. I mean,
yeah, you
I
did
feel
real
good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to come this far.
Right.
Back on the map with this fight.
Exactly. And versus.
The world saw your heart, man. The world saw your heart, man. You was trying to air him out after you got off the mat 3 times. You don't see that too much no more, you know what I mean?
You ain't trying to preserve yourself.
You was trying to air him out in the 12th.
I got no apologies.
Yeah.
That's a throwback. Welcome back to Roger Grill Boxing. Box score. Tomasz Adamek, my man Big Mike invited me. Tomasz Adamek versus Steve USS Cunningham for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the world. In my opinion, I'm gonna jump it right off. This was the fight of the year. What's your opinion?
It was a very good fight. I don't know about fight of the year, but it was darn near close.
Yeah.
It was a very action-packed fight, and I hope, you know, this will go well with Steve and Tomasz. Get them some, you know, to get them the type of coverage and the press they need.
Right.
So.
Yeah, basically, you know, it was a tough fight. You know, Steve came out boxing, you know, and Tomasz being a tough nut. I told y'all before the show, before this fight, when this fight was first signed, that this was going to be a tough fight. And I did pick Steve to win by decision. But, you know, props to Tomasz Adamek. You know, he stuck to his game plan. You know, the guy got hit with everything but the kitchen sink. He kept coming forward. You know, he was finding Steve with that same overhand right hook. You know, we just talked to Steve back in the dressing room. He realized that he probably should have boxed more. But I don't want to make this strictly about Steve, but give Tomasz his props.
Give him his props.
You know, he stuck to his game plan. You know, he's a tough guy.
Right.
And you know, when you're fighting tough guys, you can't feed into the crowd. You know, you gotta box. You gotta move, you gotta feint, you gotta slip. You know, I know it's hard because Steve never really got the notoriety like he thought he deserved. So we're sitting here saying it outside the ring, but inside the ring, it has to be enticing to go in there and mix it up.
Right.
But, you know, you can't mix it up with a slugger because what happened tonight normally happens, you know?
I thought Steve fought a gutsy fight.
It was gutsy.
Yeah,
right.
And he didn't give me the head movement that I wanted to see. And Tomasz was just catching him. And all through the round, every round that he got knocked down, Steve was winning the round, hands down.
Yep.
I like that one round, the second knockdown. I think Steve, that was like a 10-8 round if he wouldn't have got knocked down.
That's what me and Sleep said.
And
sorry, Mike, go ahead.
And it just, you know, he just caught him. And it was a very good fight. It was a very good fight. It was a tough fight. I'm looking forward to the rematch. This fight is going to get a lot of publicity. Hopefully it's going to get more coverage than in Versus. Hopefully like a HBO or Showtime or something like that. Because people got to see this fight. This was an awesome, awesome fight. And this is going to be a fight that's going to be talked about in the boxing community for a while.
Yeah, you know, Chris Bird and a couple of the people backstage said the same thing you said, Big Mike. It's a fight that you're going to be talking about 60 years from now. This is now going to be remembered as that night at the Prudential Center.
Right.
Like some of those old school, you know, wars that you hear about, the Jersey Joe Walcotts, the Benny Briscoes, you know, those old wars. This night here is a night we're going to remember. It's going to live with us in infamy. Now we have one of those stories that spread on to our grandchildren. You know, once again, props to Tomasz Adamek. You know, he's a tough customer. He kept coming straight forward. You know, our motto on GYGB is normally the boxer beats the puncher. But tonight, Steve, you know, he became somewhat of a brawler, rather. And he mixed it up with Tomasz to give the crowd what they wanted. He gave the crowd what they wanted at the end of the day.
Right.
Sometimes you got to, you know, I don't want to say he lost to get the notoriety because I'm sure that wasn't his game plan, but he's more famous now with a defeat, I believe, than he'll ever probably was in his
The big picture is that Steve's going to probably be a star. Of course, Tomasz is going to be a star.
Right.
But I think this type of fight is going to give Steve some notoriety. And what do you think Steve could have done differently?
Well, I think props to Sleep, because Sleep kept yelling this
for the rematch.
Well,
what do you think?
We call it the Floyd Mayweather punch. And that's the jab to the chest. It's a jab straight down the pipe, and you jab at your opponent's chest.
Right.
Because that's your torso area. That's where you breathe out. And if you notice when Steve was jabbing to the chest, moving, and then following up with a hook, you know, Tomasz was confused. He was puzzled. And that's what he was doing early on. But
what I saw, I don't know if you saw, I saw the same thing. But when he was touching him with those body shots, he was back in Tomasz' side.
Right. That's what, and that all relates to the body. You know, the jab to the chest, the hooks to the body. And early on in the first round, when the crowd was oohing and howling, Steve was rolling with a lot of that stuff.
Right.
You know, he stopped rolling his shoulders and he was getting caught because he was throwing like some looping punches and he was getting countered with the same right hand. The same punch was landing the whole night. It was that right hand by Tomasz Adamek. So rematch needs to happen.
Rematch needs to happen.
Showtime, HBO. More than likely Showtime.
Showtime, you always get those fights.
You always get the cruiserweight division. Y'all been showing love. Don't let the fans down. The fans need to see a rematch ASAP. Props to the new cruiserweight champion, Tomasz Adamek. Fighter of the year. Guard Your Grill Boxing, we in the building, man.
Yo, Sleep from Guard Your Grill Boxing. Definitely saw if it wasn't the fight of the year, the best fight that was ever displayed on Versus. A very exciting, competitive fight between Tomasz Adamek and my man Steve Cunningham. Early in the fight, you know, I thought Steve was fighting the proper fight that he should have fought because he basically had the brawler against the boxer. First round displayed that. Steve is not known as a knockout artist, and he's really known for his exceptional boxing skills. Early in the fight, he tried to control him with the jab, mixed it up, timed it every once in a while, and that's the round I gave Steve. But going into the second fight, Tomasz being a very tough cookie he is, with a very iron type jaw, Iron Man like Ghostface Killer, he kept applying pressure to Steve. Now, Adamek basically fought a hard-nosed rights over the top, landing on Steve once he backed him into a corner. The things that I thought that Steve could have did differently, because I do think there should be a rematch for this fight because it was so exciting. And you got to give props to a man who peels himself off the canvas 3 times, and in the 12th round is trying to air the person out. But the thing he could have been different, Steve could have established the jab more. Like my man Coltrane said, the jab down the pipe, the Mayweather punch to the chest, and follow it with a nice body shot. Body shots take the sail out of the opponent. You have to go low and then work your way back up. When he did those things, he was able to follow through with the uppercut. Adamek, on the other hand, was able to pace himself in the mid-rounds, let Steve punch himself out, and follow back up top with the overhand right, and was on the ropes. Now, I have something on the GuardYourGrill.com website that's been up. You know, shouts out to the .com that took forever to come. And there's a little piece called Homecoming. And I talked about my affection for homecomings. Shout out to Dell State College, aka Dell State University. I go there every year and I look forward to it. But oftentimes I may get real drunk and may not remember the event. This was Steve Cunningham's homecoming in the Prudential Center in Trenton. We're about an hour away from Philadelphia, even though not taking nothing away from the Polish community, because they populated the building and they supported Adamek to the fullest. This was the type of homecoming where you get so drunk that you end up waking up in your underwear and not knowing what happened. You feel horrible the next day, but you never forget that homecoming.